Hello lovely people. Good morning. It's early. I'm about to have breakfast, and today I'm going to take you with me and show you what I eat in a day. And it starts nearly every day with porridge. So first thing, always 4 spoons of rolled oats. 4 heaped spoons of rolled oats, and then I always put in some flaxseed as well, a spoonful of that, and then I add hot water and I cook it on the stove. Sometimes I cook it on the microwave, but first I'm going to add some fruit as well to bulk it out a bit. This morning I've got ripe pears on my windowsill, so I need to use those up. So I'm going to chop up pears, add those in, and I've just got time to eat my breakfast before I set off from work. It's a bit of a later start today because I don't start work until 9. I have to leave the house at 8:30, and it is 7 minutes past 8. So this is going to have to be a quick one, a quick cup of tea, some quick porridge, and I'll just do the washing up later. I haven't even done the washing up from last night, so... That looks like it's nearly done. Nice big bowl of porridge. Oh gosh. Yum. Now we're going to have to eat this up quick today because I've got about 15 minutes till I have to set off for work. Maybe I'll just have to eat it. And if I'm a bit late, just walk bloody fast. But I'm looking forward to this. I always make my porridge with water and then I add just a little bit of milk on the top to cool it down when I'm eating it. Cheers. Well, that's it. Off to work we go. Back home for lunch. So I've got leftovers from the day before yesterday, so a bit of carrot and swede and potato mash and a soya mince and haricot and kidney bean stew, and I'm just steaming some broccoli. So tonight for dinner, I'm going to make myself a cheese and potato flan, I believe it's called. Just bear with me. I'm going to find it. I did dog ear the page and now I can't find it. Oh my goodness me. Hang on. Wait a minute. No, I'll be back. So here we are. Because I've not had much fat today, I thought I need pastry in my life. So I'm going to make a potato and cheese flan. I haven't got quite enough grated cheese. I've only got half the quantity it says there. But everything else I've got. So I'm going to make a potato and cheese flan. It's mostly going to be potato. I've got some spring onions that I need using up. I've put the fat in there with the flour. Just a small amount of fat. Actually, I've used 6 ounces of plain flour and I've got 2 ounces of fat in there. And I'm steaming the potatoes. Yeah, it's going to go in this little flat dish. So, yum. I need to put the oven on as well. And then hopefully we will have that in maybe around about 6:15. Let's do... Rub the fat into the flour with fingertips, as it says. we'll get this done and we'll make a nice, I just really fancied a nice pastry. Sort of craving a bit of fat. I think I only had about 5, 6, 7 grams of fat today. I don't know, I think they say that as a woman you can have up to 60 or 70 grams of fat a day. Anyway, I just had a craving for fat. So I'm going to put that little bit of plant-based cheese that I've got left from my ration in there. And I've got some margarine here from my ration as well. And yeah, we'll make a nice little flan, and I'm going to have that with a side salad as well. Now I've got to try and turn off my phone with messy fingers. I can't really do it with my elbow. Hang on a minute. What about enough? So now it's time to add the cold water. So in case I didn't say, 6 ounces of plain flour, some salt. I've used 2 ounces of fat, and I'm going to add some cold water until it binds together. If you want to make a dough that's pliable enough to line a flan dish. Let's see how this goes. So here we go, we've got a nice soft pliable dough. I put a little bit too much water in it, so I just had to add a little bit more flour. But that's lovely and nice and pliable now. So I will roll that out and line my greased tin. Here we are, I've got my rolling pin out. So that's a little bit more dough than I thought. So it's going to be a nice thick pastry, which I'm not complaining about at all. Because like I said, I actually need some fat, and I don't know, just need it in my life today. That's what I'm feeling. I've eaten well, so typically I always start the day, usually sometimes with toast, but more often than not porridge with a bit of fruit in. So I have 4 spoonfuls of porridge, 1 spoonful of milled flaxseed and some fruit. Calorie wise, breaking that down, I make it with water, 300 calories. Sometimes I top it with a little bit of non-dairy milk. Just bear with me. I don't want this to stick. There's my flan dish. So let's go and try and bung it in. Oh, that's plenty, yes. That's going to work out fine. So yeah. So typically, what was I talking about? Typically I have that for breakfast. Lunch, I'll normally have a salad or vegetables or a sandwich. Today I had leftovers. I had a little bit of leftovers from 2 days ago actually. So I had that, which was a bean and soy mint. So I took some dried soy mints as part of my meat ration because I don't eat meat. So I just used a alternative, as it were. I'm using less and less ultra processed food these days, but I still have some, but nowhere near as much as I used to beforehand. So I had some of that. I used some haricot and kidney beans and lots of vegetables, and made a really protein rich stew. Normally I put in lentils as well, but they make me fart a bit, so I thought I'd give that a miss. Yeah, I was a little bit windy, but you know, so yeah, and I had that with some mash and a piece of bread and half a head of broccoli, and then went back afterwards and at the other half head of broccoli. So I had a whole head of broccoli for lunch, and today I'm going to make this potato and cheese flan and have that with a side salad. I'm just going to cut off a bit of the extra here. It's very soft dough, very soft dough, and then we'll just make it look a little bit nicer. I'm not even going to crimp this round the edge properly, but that will look fine. That is pretty much, that'll do. So I've mixed together the ingredients, which is the cube potato. It's sort of mashed up a bit because I overcooked it a little. I've also got spring onion, the plant-based cheese. It does call for celery. I didn't have any, so I've added a bit of extra onion. I've also added in a good dollop of salt and pepper and a few mixed herbs as well. So I've added the ingredients into the pastry case. I actually put that in the oven for just 5 minutes before. And then I've made a thick white sauce, which I'm going to pour over the top, and then add some breadcrumbs over the top too, and then put it in the oven. So let's put some of this over the top. Very plain white sauce. I have added a bit of salt and pepper to it. So we're doing it like the recipe says, so let's see how this all comes out, eh? There we are. Now, I would have just made breadcrumbs, but I do have these which expired a few months ago, which I need to use up. Panko's been about forever. So I've had these. I don't want to waste them and I need to use them. So I'm going to sprinkle some of those over the top. Hopefully that'll add a little bit of sort of a crunchy topping as it browns. Hopefully, theoretically, that should be quite nice. I don't know how much to put on. I'm not going to put too much on, just enough. There we have it, ready to go in the oven. I've just put a few of the last bits of spring onion over the top as well. So there we are, potato and cheese pie with breadcrumbs and pastry. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to have that salad with the potato and cheese flan when it comes out of the oven. Well, there we are. It looks delicious. It does look delicious. I guess we'll soon find out what it tastes like. Well, there it is. It is piping hot. I can't wait to try it. It looks really nice. It smells really good too. Guess we'll see. Just feeling what the pastry's like, I think I could have left it in the oven for a bit longer. It's had about 35 minutes, but I think it could have done with an extra 10 minutes. Well, the pastry's slightly doughy in the middle, so I was right, it could have done with an extra 10 minutes, but the pastry on the outside is nice and crunchy. It looks really good, smells good as well, so I am looking forward to trying it. So there we have it. It looks really nice. I've had a sneaky taste and it tastes really nice too. So this is my dinner tonight. I'll work out all the nutritional values and calories a little later on and I'll put it on the video just to give you an idea how many calories I'm eating roughly per day.